Alright, you guys, so I'm back here in the hangar. I've just been working on a couple of projects, decorating the hangar a little bit, and I've modified this, the C1. So we're going to take a look at that in this video really quick. Just a quick little video. Now, what you're about to see, I kid you not, took me an hour to do because the jitteriness, the physics using the multi-tool. I don't know if it's server performance issues, who knows, but for whatever reason the furniture is bouncing all over the place, but I kind of sort of got it to work. So I'm just going to kind of show you what I've done to the hangar and what I've done to the C1 real quick, and then we're going to take a look at some updates that CAG has recently posted on their Twitter/X account. So over here we've got some just like a small setup going on, and we're gonna go over all of that. So it's got a table over here, and of course you gotta have the fish tank. Yeah, you can spawn the fish tank in the elevator and you can move it around. There was a couple of other older flare items that like would break the elevator if you try to bring it up, and it was just it was a mess trying to get it all to work. But the fish tank comes up just fine, and you can move it around with the tractor beam. There's no fish in here, but yeah, it does look cool, and we've got that there. We could have used this in the old hangar. In the old hangar module, you had little points floating along on the wall and stuff where you could attach different items and put different things. So this is one of the old hangar flare items, is the fish tank. So the rest of the furniture you can see here is new. It's not really new, it's just assets that's been around. Of course, we've got the sofa here, and you can interact with this furniture. So we can take a seat down here and you can watch your ship going up. See the fish tank over there. It yeah, so you know, it could come in handy if you're having little org meetings here. You could sit down, got the desk set up, the captain's chair right here, you could sit in there. You can make big business deals. Take a seat here. So I can see the whole hangar from here. Talk to you know, anyone I'm doing big business deals with. So yeah, so that's that. And last but not least, of course, for the org meetings, gotta have conference room. So just got a couple of seats around here. These are from the Idris, I believe. These are the seats from the hologram room, the briefing room. And we just got a big table here. And yeah, that's basically the setup so far. And again, it just took a while to kind of make sure everything is in the, you know, right spot. And so now let's take a look at the C1. So this is kind of interesting. I heard someone else talk about this. I was watching Ollie 43 video, and you know, he was talking about if you have the Drake Cutlass and you put a bunch of seats in it, that basically makes it a Cutlass Steel, right? So I kind of figured I'd do the same thing with the C1. I'm still waiting on the E1. I'm very excited about the E1. So I just decided to see if something would work out here. There's a little bit of damage, but as you could see in here, what we got going on. Okay, so here we got 12 seats. Okay, and there is a ton of room in between these seats. Realistically, you could put another row in front here. Okay, you can even put a chair in between here. I like the walking space, you know, to be able to walk in between here. Because I mean, it depends on how many passengers you want to take with you. If you want to, you know, Like, this is a lot right here. So we got 6 on this side, 6 on this side. It's 12 people in the back of one ship. Okay, and these are the seats out of the Phoenix. Okay, the RSI Phoenix. These are the seats out of that. So these are, you know, big comfy seats for your passengers. You know, no reason to wait for the E1. You can take more passengers. You know, I think the E1 only has like 6 passengers. This doubles it. You can have even more in here. So, you know, basically what I did was, again, I just parked closer to the cargo elevator so I can load these up a little bit faster. But you know, if you have a friend with you, you know, you could load these up, and they attach to the cargo grid, so they snap into place. So that's why they look so symmetrical, because they're snapped into the cargo grid area where the boxes would go. So you don't even have to worry about, you know, lining these up too much. They'll just snap in place, and so they're all symmetrical. They're all in a line. You know, you can carry as many as you want. Really, you can, because again, I spaced these out a lot, but you know, you could put another row. You can put these rows up closer. You could fit another row in the front here. So realistically, you could just buy a ton of chairs and you know, just fill this way up, and you still have all this walking room in the middle. And remember, you know, if you wanted to, you know, park a PTV or STV, you could park it right in the middle, and you can still have, or park it to one side and have chairs on the other side. Okay, so you could have passengers and the ground vehicle in here at the same time. Uh, you know, this is a good layout. But yeah, realistically, this is your makeshift E1. You can't wait for the E1 to come out, or if you know, if you have a Cutlass and you think the Cutlass steel is too much money, you don't want to do that, you can just buy a bunch of draped seats and put them in a regular Cutlass, and boom, you got a Cutlass steel dropship right there. Easy peasy. So yeah, just messing around with the new hangar update. Nothing too much going on. I'm gonna try to see if maybe I could do some cargo missions in the next video. Again, still just hanging out in the game, testing different stuff. I think the hangar update's pretty good. I think obviously there's some issues with the physics. Certain items are just kind of bouncing around right now. Again, I don't know if that's down to server performance or what that is, but yeah, realistically, you can store this vehicle, and you know, all those chairs will stay exactly like this. And so, boom, you're a commercial airline pilot now. So, what CIG did is they posted an update on their Twitter/X of some base building stuff. So, we're gonna go over and take a look at that right now. So, I'll be right back, you guys. Alright, you guys, so CIG just posted this little snippet on X or Twitter not too long ago, kind of giving us a new sneak peek into base building. Now, Alpha 324 just went to PTU Wave 1, and we have an opportunity to take a look at persistent hangars and new changes with the cargo elevator. This is a huge change to the game, because it means for the first time we have just that much more ownership over our own personal space in this game, in this MMO. So what is the next step? Of course, CIG is always looking to the future, and they've spoke in the past about personal hubs and bases. So we know that they're working on hubs, but the major roadblocker right now is performance in cities. So naturally, the next step is base building, the ability for players to put a habitat structure anywhere in the game. This game is massive. There are millions of square kilometers on every planet. Just about every person who plays this game could fit on Microtech easily. So what does that mean when we get multiple systems, multiple places to go, multiple places where we can set up camp? Okay, so let's take a look at this quickly, and I want to, talk about what's in this video.
It's the beginning of establishing your home. Stay tuned.
Okay, so this is kind of something that they showed us a sneak peek of at CitizenCon last year, but it was all concept art and a little bit of 3D modeling. This, what they're showing us here, this looks like it's in some developer build of the game. All of this looks like in-game assets. The lighting, it looks like it's on a planet. And, we know the developer has different builds of the game that they have working separately so they can test different things out. It's not in the main game dev branch. So this might be, a different game development branch that they're working in to kind of test out, what the base building is going to actually look like and work. But it looks like an office here. We got a little table, planter box, there's a pot here. And as we keep playing this video, we'll see, suits of armor and gun racks.
For more at CitizenCon this year.
Okay, so this whole room here looks like an armory. And again, these are all game assets. They look like way further along than concept art. We can see different suits of armors that's available in the game right now in these kind of loadout lockers, essentially, where you have the helmet and the core armor and the leg armor and the arm, and then you have these gun racks here. So this player has a lot of different suits of armors, maybe all their favorite loadouts are set up here, and their various weapons are on display here. There are benches to sit down, and a little food and drink and stuff.
Until then,
and again, you can see here how they kind of work. There's kind of like how you have clothes on a mannequin, and then the gun racks are just kind of what we have now, but presumably these are movable with the tractor beams, and you can set them around anywhere you want, kind of like how players are slowly decorating their hangars now.
Get ready for Alpha 324. It's time to shape your own adventure.
So that was a really interesting little sneak peek to kind of show how far along that the base building stuff is. I would not be surprised at all if we see more about base building and player homesteads at CitizenCon this year. They showed off a little bit of it last year, and that was basically the intentions, the game design around it. What are the modules you can have? I think they're going to go into more detail. They might show us some, ground mining stuff. They might show us some refinery stuff. They might show us some, harvesting, some type of farming. They showed a module at last year's CitizenCon with a bunch of plants in it. I think that would be very interesting. I think that that is going to, excite the crowd a lot. But again, CitizenCon is not too far away, so we don't have long to wait to, before we see what they have in store for us. But 324 is a really interesting update. I think that this change to the game makes it feel a lot more polished. I know a lot of people were saying that it increases the time it takes to do certain things, but I think that it is a much more streamlined experience. I think that it's a good direction that the game is going. It, again, it feels more, less janky. The old system, you would move around the camera, and, the camera would kind of glitch into walls and stuff like that, and you couldn't see your character. You can see what was going on. It was not a good experience. The old inventory, people always complain about the camera, being behind a wall or behind a shelf or whatever is in the environment, and you have to kind of move it around to see your character. It was very janky. It was not as clean and professional looking. Things wouldn't move over. When you drop something on the floor, it bounce around your feet. This new experience with item banks, you go up to this screen. It's mounted on the wall, right against the wall. So whenever you interact with it, you never have to worry about the camera glitching into anywhere, first of all. and it has so much more functionality with you know, you can check items, you can search items, item stack, and it essentially just streamlines what you're going to do. You go to this item bank, you get your gear, you put it on your character, and then you get going. You know, instead of you know, before, when you'd see people messing with their inventories on trains, or you see people just standing around landing zones in their inventory, it was more immersion breaking seeing people, you know, just kind of you know, standing around certain places looking like they're AFK, but more than likely they were just in their inventory. Now with this, you have a lot less of that. People are going to terminals, and it looks more immersive, it looks more streamlined, it looks more professional, like, you know, there was some thought behind the design. So I think these item banks are a good change to the game. I think the cargo elevator, you know, I'm gonna take a look at cargo missions, and you know, check that out in the next video. So stay tuned if you guys are interested in that. But I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me here again. I'm having a lot of fun in 324. Let me know what you guys think about it. How was your experience with the game? I know it is kind of buggy right now, but I'm surprised by how stable it is. But yeah, I love hearing from you guys. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. But that's going to be it for me here today in today's video, you guys. Thanks for hanging out with me again. And you know what I say at the end of all these videos. Like the video if you liked it. Subscribe if you want to see more. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Salut!